Alright, in this video we're going to be doing a update for weapons tier list. So this tier list is really just my opinion based on my experiences with each weapon and where I think they should be ranked. If you guys disagree with anything on here, let me know. It's all rough. It's not like exact. I don't have them ordered specifically from left to right or anything, except for like one section. But yeah, it's just an opinion on what I think are the best and worst swords in the game, pretty much. But let's not waste any more time and get straight into the tier list. Alright, so starting off with one sword style, I put all the one sword style katanas in one tier. I didn't rank them at the bottom for any specific reason. They're just getting them out the way because they can't really be ranked on the same as like everything else. If you want to know how I have them ranked, I do have them ranked actually from left to right, from strongest to weakest. So the Rose Katana strongest, Crimson Katana second, Kraken third, and so forth, as you can see it from left to right. But yeah, that's not to say one sword style is bad or two sword style is bad or anything like that, but it's just I wanted to put all of them in one tier and just, you know, label it like the sword style tier. But then we have D tier. Now the only weapon that I actually put in D tier and the only weapon that I think deserves to be in D tier are bells. Bells only have one move, barely heal you. The base damage is pretty low, the range is pretty bad, and the speed is pretty average. So you know what? It slides itself into D tier. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot to it. It's just D tier. Then we have C tier. C tier we have our long sword. It has a high range, like a far range. It has a slow M1 speed, and none of its skills have hyper armor, but the skills themselves are fairly good. So I think that slides it into C tier. Then we have Bacento, which is a bit similar to our long sword, slow from far range, but one of its skills, which is a multi-hitting move, has end lag on it, making it punishable if you land it. And its other move is very easy to PB, and its damage isn't even that good for it to make up for its long wind up and easy PB, or you can dodge it fairly easily as well. Then you have Enaru's staff. Now Enaru's staff was a bit of a tough one. I put it in C tier because on one hand it can be very, very good if you have it electrified with either Goro or Mink, and that would make it really good. But it's also fairly bad if you don't. Like, it's almost like a useless weapon if you don't have it electrified. Like, I don't think there's any excuse to really ever be using it if it's not electrified. But yeah, so that's why it slides itself in C. So I recognize how good it is when it's electrified, but I also recognize how bad it is when it's not, which is why I thought, you know what, I'll put it in C tier. Then we have Gravity Blade. Gravity Blade has a decent, I think it's fairly far range and good M1 speed, but its skills are a bit lacking. Frenzy is only really landable if you have Zushi or if you PB or guard break someone. And Gravity Field, I think, is a pretty bad skill. Like, it has a big windup, its damage isn't great, it's easy to block, small AoE to it, so it's just it's not a great skill. So I put it in C tier. But if you have Zushi with it, I don't think it would change the rank either way. It'd still be either C, maybe low B tier, but yeah, it's all right. So now let's get into B tier. Now B tier, I put flowers. The reason I put flowers in B tier is the stamina move is almost useless. I think we can get that out the way. The stamina move is almost useless, but getting a free combo extender is pretty good. So I think that itself is just deserving of B tier, just a true combo extender. The weapon itself has good, like, medium speed, medium range, I think. You know, like, it's just a mid weapon other than that. And I don't know, I think it has a fairly low base damage, but you can just use it for its skills. So I was like, B tier. Now, this one might shock a few people. Candy Cane. I'm putting CC in B tier. I know, highest valued item in the game other than, like, what, Marine Cap, but I put it in B tier. I don't know, the weapon is overrated. It's not that good of a weapon, like, realistically. Flash Freeze is a nice skill to have, but there's weapons with true combo extenders. Why would you need Flash Freeze? It's a low damage skill anyways, and all it really guarantees you is a full M1 combo after you land it. That's and Sweet Treat is almost useless as well. The heal on it isn't great because everyone has a lot of HP now, and its heal I don't think scales off of max HP. Therefore, it's not great. Like, it'll barely heal you now in comparison to how much health everyone has. I know it has a good range and good speed, but it's just that doesn't make up for it. So I just decided to slide it in B tier. I hope that's not too controversial of a pick, but I don't know. I just don't think it's worth how much it's valued at, and I don't think it's that great of a weapon. But especially, maybe like pre-update 4, I would have put it higher, but these new weapons they released are just so good. But yeah. Next in B tier, we have Elo's Hammer. Now, Elo's Hammer is in B tier because I think not every, but a majority of builds that use Elo's Hammer don't use it for the M1s. They use it for the skills. Elo's Hammer has really good skills, like really good skills. Both guard breaks, both have, one of them has hyper armor. It's just some really good skills. And I think whenever I used Elo Hammer, I always used it strictly for skills, and I used M1s with like Black Leg or something. Like, it was just way better to do that. And you can use it for its M1s, but its M1s are slow, and its range I don't think is that far. I think it has shorter range than our Longsword and Bacento, but it has just as slow as M1s as them, I think. So yeah, I don't really like it for that. I don't really like it as a weapon. It just feels weird to swing with. I feel like I do way worse when I'm M1ing with it. So yeah, its skills make up for it though, which is why I slid it in B tier. Now we get into weapons that I think are genuinely like really good. A tier weapons. So Trident is an old classic. Everybody knows Trident is just it's a go-to weapon for everyone pre-update 4. Like, that was the weapon to beat. If you weren't using Trident, chances are you were either using Trident or CC, or you didn't have either and you were using something else. Unless you were doing a unique build where you needed like Elo's Hammer or something. But other than that, those were like the weapons everybody was like choosing. Arena was full of people using Trident. And I can't blame them. Has I think the fastest M1 speed, or some of the fastest M1 speed in the game. It has a good range to it. Has good skills. Impale was a good skill. You know, you could M1 out of it if you could Geppo after right and catch them. Pole was a good skill. It was a very, very solid weapon. You know, and everyone used it for a long time. But yeah, Trident just solid A tier. I think that one's I think most people agree with me on that. I'll put Kraken Greatsword at A tier 2. The only reason I don't put it in S tier is just slow M1s. Slow M1s are really hard to make up for, so I think it's a bit fair to put it in A tier. But yeah, its skills are really good. I really like its guard break is great. I really like its guard break, and I really like its multi-hitting move. I can't remember its name. It's like something flow. I really like that move. I saw someone true combo it out of M1s once, and I don't know how he did it, but you just M1 and then he Geppo'd at the same time as the final M1 and then did the pull, and it was like a true combo. And that really threw me off, but yeah, if I could figure out how to do that consistently, then maybe I'd put it at S tier. But for now, and I know there are some cheese combos with it, but I'm pretty sure those will get patched. So that's why I'm kind of sliding it in A tier. If we're not looking at it in a cheesy manner, then no, A tier is pretty balanced. Now this one kind of hard. I kind of put it at the back for a reason. The Golden Hook, I put it in A tier. It's a good weapon. Poison is a good move unless the person has a Logia bar, which really sucks. Again, I think that should hit through. But I'm pretty sure it steals stamina too if you have Suna and you land the grab. And the grab is really good. It's a good damage grab, and just it has knockback. Which, you know, like the knockback is nice because sometimes some weapons with certain moves, like you'll get punished for landing them, but it's a nice damage move, good drain on it, and I think you can stack it with poison, the grab, and get even more damage off of it. So the only reason it really falls into A tier and not S tier is because of its shorter range. That's all. It doesn't have longer range like these other weapons, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put it in A tier. And now the final weapon, S tier. I only put one weapon in S tier. The reason I only put Crab Cutlass in S tier was because I genuinely believe that this weapon is just the best weapon in the game, and I don't think any weapon can compete with it. Fast M1 speed, good range, and its skills are amazing. I think it's possible to true combo extend with both. I know for a fact it's possible to true combo extend with one. Ladder, I think you can true combo extend if you get good with it. If you do ladder and then Geppo once and then catch them out the air, and then GPO again, and then you keep hitting them in the air, I think you can catch them and get a true combo extender. But I know for a fact if you just up tilt into ladder into the guard break, you can just combo extend with that. And that's so broken to me. Like, it's just such good skills. I don't know what its base damage is, but I know it's good. It's just a really, really, really good weapon. Probably my favorite weapon in the game. Too bad the only reason I have it is I'm borrowing it from Joey. But yeah, really good weapon. And definitely gonna grind for it later. But yeah, I just think it's the best weapon in the game. So I hope I gave fair reasoning for all the weapons and how I rank them. I'm not sure if I missed any weapons. I don't think I did. But if I did, please let me know. And yeah, that's every weapon ranked. Also, the Sea Beast katanas, they don't change depending on the color, so the color does not matter, by the way. It's just cosmetic. But yeah, that's it for this tier list. Again, just my opinion. Don't hate on me too bad if I put one of your weapons lower than you'd like, or put a weapon you don't like too high. See you guys next time. Peace.